So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. And today I'm joined by Frank de Erasmo, and he's the front man, and he's basically is the whole band called Legionary. So they're a band that started in the Bronx in New York, and they had a few EPs and they had a full length a few years ago, but they're about to release a new EP on the 14th of June called Prison Realm. So we have here Frank to talk all about it. So first of all, Frank, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm just hanging out. I just had my coffee, just ready to go, ready to answer whatever questions you give me.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, Legionary. So you've been around for a few years now. So for people that don't know the band, give us a little bit a brief history of the band.
So I started actually a long time ago, like 2007 was the beginning of it. I used to be in a band called Risen, but that band disbanded. So they all just went on to do their own little things, like their own, interests. Everybody like started to kind of fall out of music. So I just always had a passion for it. So I wanted to continue writing. And I formed Legionary. And for 3 years, it just was me. I was writing the whole album, which was Arcane Divisions, which was our only album that got released. And for 3 years, it was just me until I found Tony, who's the lead guitarist. He still plays with me to this day. And, his friend Caesar, I finally got two guitarists to play with me, and we just immediately wanted to form the band. We found a bass player, Mike Cara, at the time, and then we held auditions for a vocalist. And the band was full at that point, so we started playing shows for a couple of years, and we released the album. But unfortunately, the full lineup disbanded, and from there I just became like a solo project, kind of, just me hiring musicians to just work with me. And it's just Legionary's been like pretty much a studio project since 2012. And yeah, I just love writing and recording music, so I just kept it going for all this time.
Okay, and so yeah, so I was reading, yeah, your in studio band, no plans for touring. It's just this is an outlet that you have, that you create music. So this new EP that you're going to release, it has 4 songs, but the fourth song is a song that you had already written, but you went back to it because
Yeah.
you wanted to have like better production on that track. So yeah, I listened to that song that we're talking about is called Arcane Division. So how did it feel to go back and remaking that song years later?
It was pretty awesome. Like, it just made me reminisce of the times that we, were in the studio tracking that album. It was really fun. It was kind of stressful too, because none of us knew what the hell we were doing when we were in the studio at that time. But it ended up becoming, the production on it ended up becoming less than stellar, in my opinion. We weren't happy with it. We just pictured it to sound so much bigger and better. And that's no fault to the producer at the time, David Andronico. He was great to work with, but it just, all of us, like, we didn't know what we were doing, and it came out less than what we expected. So, but this song in particular was always one that stood out on the album, and I just felt like a re-recording of it would be a good idea, because it is a great track. Everybody likes it, so
Yeah, so now you could do it more justice and better sound. So
exactly.
on this EP also you got clean vocals, because I was reading that you always wanted to add clean vocals to the sound of Legionary, which is like death thrash metal. Tell me
Yeah.
about like adding the clean vocals to this EP.
Well, when we were first looking for vocalists, there just was nobody in the tri-state area, and I'm talking like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Nobody around that could sing clean. It literally took me until now to get a clean vocalist, and like the guy that's singing on this EP is named Chris Clancy. He's most known from being in Mutiny Within. So he's an actual well-known singer in metal. But I had to, hire him and pay him. So he's not,
Of course.
he didn't do it as a favor, you know. So he's not actually part of Legionary. It's just that he was a hired gun. And yeah, but I always did want clean vocals and Legionary. It just never worked out. Every guy, that I found just so happened to just be a screamer or a growler.
And you did the other vocals, correct?
What's up?
The harsher vocals, it's you, right?
No, that's not. I can't sing for shit.
Oh, you
Man.
can't sing for shit?
No, I can't do any of that. I write the lyrics, I write the patterns. I do like an example track. Just picture me like whispering into a phone, with the music in the background. And I pretty much show the vocalist that track, and pretty much they go with it. Sometimes they'll make little changes here and there, and that they're always, they're always great. I like to leave things open for people to change here and there. I'm not like one of those like tyrants that's like, no, you must do it my way. So sometimes they'll throw an idea at me that I'll be like, all right, that's cool. But for the most part, everything you hear is written by me.
And so you like the good thing about that is like every time you release, if you hire some different singers, every like EP will have like a different flavor.
Yeah, I mean, some guys came back, like for example, I had this vocalist, Kevin. He was on 2 of our EPs, and then I had another guy, this guy, John. He was on like 2 or 3 of our EPs. So some guys have made repeat appearances, but for the most part, yeah, it's been a pretty much a rotating lineup. There's been a lot of changes on our EPs and albums.
Yeah, would you ever consider like doing like just a bare instrumental record for this band, or do you always want to have the vocals?
I did, and like there's been several times where I wrote the EP and I was like, you know what, screw it, I don't even feel like writing lyrics. I was like, the music I feel like strong enough to where people might still be interested in hearing it. But I ended up going with the vocalist anyway because I always have a lot of stuff to write about, and I felt like I could still offer the instrumentals anyway, which I did do for years. I would have the instrumental tracks as bonus tracks, so I figured I'd offer both and make it like a more of a full listening experience. You have the vocals, and then you can have the tracks without the vocals.
Okay. Yeah. So, but do you have like a preference? Do you prefer to have vocals? I know some people.
I don't know. Yeah, some days I'm just in the mood to listen to the music, without a guy screaming. But I think the vocals, like, especially on this new one, add so much to it. It's almost like now when I hear these new tracks, just the instrumentals, it feels like it's missing something. So like this new EP, I feel like the vocals really enhance the music.
Yeah. So I know that there's the song Prison Realm, which is, the title track from the EP, is an interesting one. So tell me a little bit about the themes that you're tackling on this song.
And the themes. So like I've been writing a lot about like conspiracy related stuff since like 2015. But this one in particular, it's about like just my thoughts on death, like and life, like what's the meaning of life. Like the first couple of lyrics in this track are "life is a test." So I mean, you know where I'm going from there when I start the song like that. It's just, I don't know. In my life, I've believed in religion, and then I didn't believe in religion. I kind of go back and forth with it, and I've just always had a fascination about death and like what happens after we die. And I don't know. I kind of think right now in my life, like just researching all this stuff, I kind of feel like we're in a prison realm. Like Earth is actually a prison. Like I feel like there's more to life than this. I think after we die, there's definitely something waiting for us. And
hopefully
yeah,
not more work.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. But I don't know. I feel like I've really gotten like into the whole reincarnation theory. And like I think there's definitely something to that. I just don't believe in like what we're spoon fed with religion. And I used to be a Christian, but I kind of got out of it recently. And I don't know.
My
I just
thoughts
have
on
a lot of
reincarnation is like, I don't want to do this shit again.
yeah. Well, that's what it is. That's exactly what the song's about. Like prison. Like I feel like when we die, like we have this opportunity to escape. This like I don't want to call this world hell because like there's pleasures here. There's times when we're happy, but most of our life is really working and
Yeah.
suffering here. So like if there's something better than this world, I want to take that chance to get there.
Yeah, Frank, you need a vacation. Come to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you can,
I wish I had the money for it.
so you can escape the prison realm. So I want to
Yeah.
show the artwork of the EP. We can talk
Yeah.
about the artwork. So here is the artwork, and this reminded me a little bit of like the Matrix.
Yeah, I was going for that,
Yeah.
and it's definitely the idea of it. You know that scene where like Neo is like coming out of the pod and he's still like, all these things are attached to him. I
Oh
kind of
yeah.
was going for that. So yeah, like these little cages, like it's supposed to represent like our souls like being trapped in cages, and like that's the world we live in on the outside. I just really wanted to make it ominous looking, with the lightning and all that. So that's like just kind of stereotypical metal, like trying to make it ominous. But yeah, the meaning of the cages is just, like the souls being trapped in the prisons there. That's pretty much what I was going for.
And how did you decide like the color, like having it purple?
I don't know. Just thought the purple was really ominous looking, and I experimented with different ones, like orange, like a darker orange. Like I don't know. I was like, what looks the most apocalyptic? That's pretty much what I was going for.
Did you do this with AI?
Yes, I did. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Oh,
Because my wife actually she did the last artwork for me, but we've been so busy. I actually came to her to try and do this, but we've been so busy. We just have no time for it. So it is what it is. I'm actually pretty against the AI, but at the same time, it's like if I don't have the money to hire somebody and it's out there, the tools are out there to use, I'll use it.
yeah,
That's how I look at it right now.
yeah, but it looks pretty cool, and I think the purple gives it a cool touch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool artwork, and so you have that song "Prison Realm," and I like the first song, "Question Everything," which sounds like very interesting because of the theme. So tell me a little bit about that song.
So, I mean, like I said before, like I've been really like researching conspiracies since like 2015, and what you start to notice is that there's like a subgroup of conspiracy theorists. Like there's like this group of conspiracy theorists that just they try to find the fear of like every news story. They want to just put out there that like everything is just the end of the world, and I just really was targeting those people, on YouTube that like every news story that comes out, they're like, it's time to hide in your bunker, it's time
Oh
to,
my God, yes.
store all this food, and it's the end of the world, like repent now, Jesus is coming, all these people that just every day it's like it's the end. And meanwhile, if you look outside your window, it's like it's a beautiful day out, and there's nothing going on.
Yeah. You know
It's
what
like
I've always thought?
yeah,
That if the world would be ending, no one would know. It would just happen
yeah,
when no one is expecting it. Or
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. And like, why am even if it is happening, why am I going to get myself all scared and
Oh yeah.
anxious about it? And just live your
Because
life. Yeah.
conspiracy theory, because they want you to be on the drugs.
Yeah. Fear is a drug. That's pretty much the point of the song.
Yeah.
That
If you
and
have
they're profiting.
people with fear consume and
Yeah.
they buy shit. And yeah, it's yeah, I don't know, since I've been little, I've been hearing about the world ending, and I'm 46 years old, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
like it's happening. I'm like,
Yeah, I've heard about it forever too, but I feel like since the whole COVID thing, it's been on like steroids. Like everything is just like end of the world every year. It's just getting more and more, and I seem to think that it's just, people profit off it. They make these videos, they know people are going to click on it because it sounds all crazy, and they monetize their video. They make money off fear. They monetize fear, and that's pretty much the meaning of the track.
yeah, no, it's a pretty, it's a pretty good track. So, for you, do you like for you? Do you think it's easier for you to like put out EPs? Now the long format album. Like, do you have like a preference?
Well, I actually do prefer doing an album. It's just the EPs are more just what I can afford. I can't do anything more than an EP because nobody else is funding this besides me. So if I had the money, I would put out an 8, 10 song album again. But
No, yeah,
yeah, it's so much money to do this, and I had this guy Ben Karras do the production on the recent EP, and he's a great guy. He actually gave me a discount, but even when guys discount, it's still a lot of money. So it's just that's why I have to stick with EPs.
yeah. And the other song on the album, Neuro Weaponry, you were inspired by an article you read about like China having ability to implant thoughts via
Yeah.
frequencies, which that sounds, was it through TikTok?
Uh, no, it actually came out in the mainstream news that they could do it. It just got my conspiratorial mind, rolling when I saw that. I was like, maybe they've always had this technology. I don't know, and that's basically what the song's about. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and that was the heaviest song on the record.
Yeah, by far, it's the heaviest. And I remember writing it, and I was like, I started to think, I was like, does this even fit with the other two? Because it's noticeably heavier, but it all fits, in my opinion. Now that I heard the final mix, it all fits to me. And yeah, people haven't heard that one yet, but they're gonna notice it, and it's
Yeah,
gonna
because
stand.
the first two songs they're already out, so people can hear it. And obviously, the fourth song is a remaking of an older song. And that's
Yeah,
the thing. There's a lot of bands like remaking old stuff, but in this case, you remade a song that didn't sound as well to make it sound better. Because now
yeah,
there's bands like remaking stuff that doesn't need to be remade.
yeah. Well,
So,
didn't what was it, Sepultura recently do that with their first album? Their first album didn't really sound that great,
oh yeah,
but
they did it. I think with their first, like, not Sepultura. I think it was Cavalera. Uh,
yeah, Cavalera's did
Max
it.
Cavalera did it. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do it with the original lineup, but I heard that got really good reviews. I heard a couple of tracks. It sounds good. They try to be like, loyal to the old school kind of sound, but they mixed it with the new. So I think in that instance it works, but if a thing already sounds good, there's really no point to re-recording it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So, Frank, what's next for Legionary? Do you have plans for more new music coming soon, or?
Well, I'm gonna take a break right now and just see how this one does. I eventually do want to start writing again, but we'll see how this does. It all has to be about like the money. If I have money to spend, I'll write more. But right now, this is an expensive hobby, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't, but right now I'm just gonna take it easy and see how this EP does.
Yeah, so for this one, people can buy it. Is it gonna be only digitally, correct?
Yeah, just digitally. I mean, again, if it does really well, I'll get like physicals printed, but I don't want to jump the gun and get physicals printed and spend all that money and then nobody wants physicals. So like right now I want to see how it does online, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Yeah. And so if people want to support, you and the band, do you have any merch, any other thing that they can buy for you? from you?
I have t-shirts from our 2016 EP, The Final Stage of Awakening. I still have some t-shirts there that they can buy on our Bandcamp.
What's the Bandcamp for people who want to buy?
I don't have it right on, but I do believe bandcamp.com dash Legionary Band.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, the shirts there. There's every EP that we ever made on there, including our one album and our one demo from very early on that website. And then we release it through Ditto Music too, all our music. So you could stream it on there. You could find Legionary through Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that shit.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So Frank, I want to thank you for taking some time of your day, to chat with me about the upcoming EP and music. So anything for the people who have stuck with you over the years, anything you'd like to say to them?
Just thanks to everybody who stuck around. I mean, there's not a lot. There's not a shit ton of Legionary fans out there, but the ones that have stuck around, I really appreciate you guys, and I'm hoping to make some new fans with this new one, because this is the direction I want to go in with Legionary. And yeah, like the next ones will probably feature clean singing as well, but it's always going to have the heaviness too. We're always going to bring the heavy too. And thanks to everyone that stuck around.
Yeah. So Couchers, you heard it here, the Legionary EP Prison Realm is out on the 14th of June. If you want to support the band, I'll put the link. If you want to buy it digitally or buy some shirts and, support underground metal. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.